Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's topic, we are continuing with the kinematics portion. No new portions I am taking it today because almost all the portions we covered from motion in one dimensional and motion in a plane. Also some of the questions we didn't touch the projectile motion. Before moving to the projectile motion part, we'll do some of the exercise questions which is given in DC Pandey sir's book, that is for NEET preparation. Okay, all the concepts which we learned till now about in kinematics portion we will be discussing today onwards. Some around 50 questions are given in the textbook, so 10 questions we will be doing it every day. Okay, so around 23-24 videos I uploaded for this kinematics portion. So I hope all those things are useful for you, and my playlist, you can just go through the playlist, it will be there itself. Okay, so now considering the portions which we learned till now, that is about the kinematics list, we are starting with some of the exercise questions. Okay, so first one, a boy walks to his school at a distance of 6 km with a constant speed of 2.5 km per hour and walks back with a constant speed of 4 km per hour. Find his average speed. So a boy is walking from his school. A boy walks to his school at a distance of 6 km. So from home to school, that is 6 km, towards school at a speed of 2.5 km per hour and walks back with a constant speed of 4 km per hour. His average speed. Average speed, what is the formula to find out the average speed? Average speed equals total distance traveled divided by total time. But here we know that, see, it has moved, both the speeds are given, right? It is 2.5 km per hour and 4 km per hour. To find the average speed, we already know the formula. In this case, 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. We already learned about this formula, right? So you can, instead of considering the time as t1 and t2 and distance in that way, we derived the equation. So you can by heart this equation for finding out the average speed, 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. Instead of calculating or deriving those formulas, you can use directly this formula only, 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. Therefore 2 into 2.5 into 4 divided by 6.5. So it will be 2 into 10 divided by 6.5, 200 divided by 65. So here 5 for 13, this is 40 divided by 13 kilometer per hour. Okay, 3.09 something we will be getting kilometer per hour. In bracket also it's given like 40 by 13 is given in the bracket, so no need to take it as a decimal point. 40 by 13 is enough. So here you should understand about this formula, average speed. Both the speeds are given towards forward direction and backward direction. Speed is given, distance is same. Then you can directly apply the formula 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. Clear? So next one. A man walks on a straight road from his home to a market 2.5 km away with a speed of 5 km per hour. Finding the market closed, he instantly turns and walks back to home with a speed of 7.5 km per hour. The average speed of the man over the interval of time 0 to 50 minutes is equal to. So here the same way, here it is given like the average from a man walks in a straight rode from his home to market at a speed of 5 kilometer per hour, and this is 2.5 kilometer away, and back with a speed of 7.5 kilometer per hour. Find the average speed only, it is asked over here also, in 0 to 50 minutes. So in 0 to 50 minutes, how much distance it is covering? That one we don't know, right? So the whole distance, what is the average speed in covering, in traveling from home to market and market to home? It's asked like that, we could have used this formula. But here they are telling in 0 to 50 minutes. So in that time, so time is given. To find out the average speed, total distance traveled divided by total time. For that, we don't have the total distance traveled. So first we will calculate what will be the distance traveled. Here distance traveled is from home to market. When we are considering distance traveled is 2.5 kilometer. Okay, 2.5 kilometer it is given. Speed also it's given like 5 kilometer per hour. But we don't know how long it will take for reaching to the till market. For that we can find out the time. First time 0 to 50 minutes, where in 50 minutes where he will be reaching. Okay, for that time equals distance traveled divided by velocity or speed. Distance traveled is 2.5 divided by 5, that will be equal to 1 by 2 hour, 1 by half an hour. Half an hour means in 30 minutes. He is taking 30 minutes to go till here market. Then while coming back, how long he is taking to come back? So in 20 minutes, rest of the 20 minutes, how much distance he is covering, how much distance in 20 minutes. So distance traveled in 20 minutes will be equal to speed into 20 divided by 60. That is because it's in minute and here it is velocity, speed is given in kilometer per hour. Therefore 75 divided by 3 kilometers. So now we can calculate the average speed. Average speed will be equal to average speed is total distance traveled. See, in the upward motion, that is home to market, it is traveling 2.5 kilometers, and while coming back he is traveling how much distance it is? 75 by 3. 75 by 3 kilometers, that is the total distance, divided by total time is 50 minutes. 50 minutes, 50 divided by 60. Okay, here how we are reaching to this result? First, while getting the question, it's given in 0 to 50 minutes, what will be the average speed? Now, if they are asking you to find out the total average speed, you could have used this formula 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. But here, they are asking to find out the average speed in 0 to 50 minutes. So, in 50 minutes, how much distance it is traveling? Distance traveled in 50 minutes. So, in the forward motion, it is covering 2.5 kilometer, that one we know. In 50 minutes, till where he will be reaching in the return journey. That one we need to find out. For that, how long it will take to complete the forward motion, that is home to market. How long it will be taking? Half an hour. So, in rest of the 20 minutes, how much distance it is covered? That is 75 by 3 kilometers. So, here we will be taking it as, sorry children, here it is not 75, 7.5. So, here we will be getting it as 7.5 plus 75.5 divided by 3 into 60 by 50. Here it is 2. 7.5 plus 7.5, we will be getting it as 15 divided by 5. So, here it is 30 divided by 5, answer is 6 kilometer per hour. So next question is, the distance travelled by a particle starting from rest and moving with an acceleration 4 by 3 meter per second square in the third second. So this is a direct question actually. Distance travelled in third second we need to find out. Sn. What is the formula? U plus A by 2 into n minus 1. This is the distance travelled by the 2n minus 1. Sorry, not n minus 1, 2n minus 1. So here Sn, distance travelled by a particle in nth second. That is 4th second or 3rd second or 5th second. If the question comes like that, we should use the formula Sn equals U plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. Okay. In the question, what and all data are given? Distance travelled by the particle starting from rest. So here U is equal to 0 and moving with an acceleration of 4 by 3 meter per second square. Acceleration is given as 4 by 3 meter per second. In 3rd second, what is S3? We need to find out S3. Therefore, 4 by 3 into 2 into 4 by 3 divided by 2 into 2 into 3 minus 1. So 4 by 6 into 5. Therefore, it is 10 by 3. That is this much of meters. The answer is 10 by 3 meters. Next question. A particle moves in a straight line with a constant acceleration. So we can use the equation of motion. It changes its velocity from 10 meter per second to 20 meter per second. Initial velocity and final velocity. While passing through a distance 135 meter in t second. We should find out the value of t. Okay. So it's moving with a constant acceleration and it's initial from 10 meter per second. Velocity is from 10 meter per second to 20 meter per second. While passing through a distance of 135 meter. Distance travelled is 135 meter. And find the value of t. Which formula we can use it over here? S is equal to, so acceleration also not given. So here U is, V is there, S is there, T we don't have, A we don't have. Okay, which formula we can use? V square minus U square equals, V square minus U square equals 2AS. Using the formula we can find out the value of S. Therefore, 20 square minus 10 square equals 2 into A into 135. Therefore, 400 minus 100, that is 300 equals 2 5 are 10, so 270 into A. Therefore, A equals 30 divided by 27, 10 divided by 9 meter per second square. This is the acceleration. Now we can find out V equals U plus AT. V is 20 equals 10 plus 10 by 9 into T. Therefore, 10 equals 10 by 9 into T. T equals 9 seconds. Okay, clear? So these formulas, by finding out the, by writing down the data, we should find out the equation. Okay, this is actually easy question. It's not of neat kind of question. It's in between. They had given one simple question also, I felt. Next question. A particle moves along x-axis as x equals 4 into t minus 2, 4 into t minus 2 plus a into t minus 2 the whole square. Okay. Which of the following is true? Initial velocity of the particle is 4. The acceleration of the particle is 2a. The particle is at origin at t equals 0. None of the above. So particle is at origin t equals 0. That one when I am considering, if t equals 0, something is, see, any values are left over here. See here, if t equals 0, minus 8 plus, anyway minus 8 will be existing when t equals 0. So it's not at 0. That one we are getting. Okay. So particle is at the origin when t equals 0 is given as one of the options. So I am substituting t equals 0 over here in this equation. So if the answer we are getting it as 0, then we can understand that the particle is at the origin. But here we are getting it as minus 8. One term already we got it. Then no need to go for the next one. That option we can eliminate over there. Next one, initial velocity of the particle is 4. Initial velocity, how can we find out the initial velocity? Velocity equals, we should differentiate, right? dx by dt. Dx by dt equals 4 plus differential of 4t minus 8. In that, when we are differentiating, only d by dt of t, that is 1. 4 only alone existing. Here a into t minus 2 the whole square. 2 into t minus 2 into 1. Therefore, 4 plus 2a into t minus 2. This is velocity. Here the option gives like initial velocity of the particle is 4. Time is given as 0. Therefore, then when time is equal to 0, 4 plus 2a into minus 2. So it's not equal to 4. So here also the answer is that option also we can eliminate. Next one, acceleration is 2a. What should we do for finding out the acceleration? So velocity we already got it, right? So now we can move for the acceleration dv by dt. Again differentiate the value of v, you will be getting it as 2a. This is acceleration by differentiating t minus 2. Differentiation and all you know, right? d by dt of x to the power n equals n into x to the power n minus 1. This is differentiation. So since this is the power of 2, 2 into t minus 2 into 2 minus 1. So here we are getting it as 2 into t minus 2. This and all you already would have studied in your mathematics. So no need to explain about the differentiation, I guess. dv by dt we got it as 2a. So the acceleration of the particle is 2a. That is the correct answer. Clear? Next one. A car moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second can be stopped by the application of a constant force F in a distance of 20 meter. If the velocity of the car is 30 meter per second, it can be stopped by this force in. So the question it is given, a car moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second, moving with a velocity. So initial velocity is given as 10 meter per second, can be stopped by the application of a constant force. So velocity is equal to 0, final velocity is becoming 0 when we are applying a constant force F. That means it is under constant acceleration, we can say, right? Then it's covering a distance of 20 meter. So S is equal to 20 meter. If the velocity of the car is 30 meter per second, it can be stopped by this force in dash meters. It is, instead of this velocity, if we are giving a velocity of 30 meter per second, we can stop the car in distance. The same force we are applying. What will be how much distance it will be traveling? That's the question. So here same force is applied. So using these details we can find out the value of A. Then that A we can apply over here to get V equals 0. Then find out the distance. Same force only applying, that means same acceleration. Okay, so here V square minus U square equals 2AS. So V square is 0 minus 10 square equals, before that, for this you can opt for V square minus U square equal 2as, this is 0, that is U square equals acceleration is negative, so 2as we will be getting negative acceleration only we will be considering over here. Why we are considering negative acceleration? Because it's a retardation. Right, it's coming to 0, velocity is decreasing. So here, since acceleration is same in both the cases, we can say that initial velocity is proportional to displacement. Okay, U square is proportional to S. So in this case, since here U square is proportional to S, so we can write it as 10 square is proportional to 20 and 30 square is proportional to S. So while taking the definitions, we will be getting, how much we will be getting? 100 divided by 900 is equal to 20 divided by S. So here it will be 180 meters. Okay, clear how we are finding out? So in this equation, if you are If you are preparing for your board exams, then you should go for the same kind. First find out the acceleration and then go for this. So if you are a NEET aspirant or JEE aspirant, you can go for this kind, U square is proportional to displacement. That one, it should come to your mind first itself. So if acceleration is same and if the body is retarding and coming to rest position, and if constant acceleration is acting on both the cases, then we can say that U square is proportional to S and find out the values. Clear? So these are some of the questions. I thought of doing 10 questions, but then it will be very lengthy video. So I thought I'll stop here, and in next video we will be continuing. I hope these videos are useful for you, and if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.